He's got a skim, and he takes it high here on 29. Gets a bar over, but can he survive the rest of this? And the answer is no, he cannot. And Sunny is good. Area here. Oh, no. Miles in trouble. That left side. Oh, no. Miles is going to top out at 338. And Sunny just needs to get something down that right side. And Sunny is going to take it to the top 8 in 3. Whoops. He readied and unreadied. 3, 2, 1 Tetris. Did you ready and then unready? I think you readied and unready, but that's too bad. That's your problem, not mine. All right, we are started. On the left side of your screen, Pixel Andy. He is the reigning Classic Tetris Monthly Masters event winner. He won in June after not having won in like 22, 23 months. So before Andy won last month, Savanya Nenu had the record for the most months in between CTM Masters wins at 20 months. And Andy hadn't won one since, I think, August of 2023 and won it in June. So that should be like 22 months, something like that. So Andy finally back on top of the Tetris world with a new, I wouldn't say a new play style, but maybe a new technique of an existing play style. Andy at 80,000, 78,000 for Sunny. Andy with knuckling, right? So knuckle rolling. So it's just like rolling, but instead of using the pads of the fingers to tap the underside of the controller, uses his knuckles, like if you were knocking on a door, those knuckles. But you don't knock with your first knuckles, do you? That would be weird. Anyway, 127 here for Andy. 125 for Sunny. Andy overall is a 5-time CTM Masters winner. Has been a Mega Masters player 4 times. He's played in our Lone Star events 3 times. He's also a 6-time DAS Masters winner. He's been a CTWC Gold Bracket player 6 times, finished as the runner-up in 2020 and the top 4 in 21 and 22. He was also 4th in the DAS Jonas Cup, CTWC's North American DAS Championship. So Andy, yeah, he's got a PB of 11.96 million. That's a lot. That's good for 6th on the list, which is crazy. Qualden is the number 1 seed, 1.689, and in virtue of his number 1 seed, doesn't have to play until right now, the top 16, so it gets a 2-round bye. 248 for Sunny, 272 for Andy. So on the right side, that was Andy, and on the right side, it's Sunny. Okay, 271 for Sunny, 272 for Andy. No, I kid Sunny, of course. Sunny qualified into seed number 17 with a 1.36 million. Sunny representing the sunny land of Scotland. He's got a brand new PB of 3.06 million. Coming into this tournament, it was 1.6 million. So he's nearly doubled his PB since this tournament began. Sunny has, 2 previous appearances in the monthly Masters event. Those were back in 2024 in the 16-player version of that event. 347 here for Sunny, 386 for Pixelandy. And now this is really his debut in the 32-player version of this tournament. And he started out all the way in round 1, defeated Somalian Captain in round 1, defeated Miles in round 2 to get here to play this match against our reigning champion, number 1 seed, Andy. Sunny has played in Mega Masters 3 times. He's won a Challenger circuit and a Future circuit. Those were both in 2023. He was the runner-up in the Classic Tetris UK event last year and was in the top 8 of that same event this year. 438 for Sunny, 478 for Pixel Andy. Vizamp says, Vandy, do you think he has to check that mustache at the airport? No, but I'm sure they do like a thorough search. We don't want anyone smuggling haggis into the United States, that's for sure. Keep that stuff away. 489 for Sunny, 549 for Pixel Andy. All right, a double and a Tetris for Sunny, 514. He's back by 36,000 points, gets another Tetris. Now he's ahead by 8 lines. Nice pullback for Sunny to make room for that incoming L to get Tetris ready immediately and then get a bar for the Tetris. So they're 1 line apart. Sunny back by 38,000. And he's going to enter 19 at 584. Here in game number 1. Andy is going to enter 19 at 623. There's a Tetris for both of them. Still that 38,000 point lead. All right, Sunny not taking the burns here. All right, he's taking singles, trying to minimize burns here, and certainly knows his opponent. Andy, of course, with that 11.96 million. Means he's very capable on 29. As is Sunny now, you know, provably with that 3.06 million. Now, I don't know what level he died out at, but obviously you gotta be on 29 for a while to do that. Tetris for Sunny, 697, 712 for Pixel Andy. Other Tetris Sunny, 756, 717 for Andy. So Sunny with the real-time score lead, but also ahead by about 9 lines. And if you gave Andy a Tetris for, you know, whatever, for each of those, each 4 lines he's behind, Andy would be in the lead. So Andy with the pace lead, but by a very small amount. At least when I started that sentence. That's the problem with commentating these matches, is like by the time, you know, you start a sentence and by the time it's over, things change very quickly. So you just keep talking. All right, now about a 90,000 point lead for Sunny, and Andy was digging for a little bit. So this, I think this is a real lead now for Sunny. Now, we don't have all that fancy on-screen stats like you get in all those other Tetris organizations. But on the other hand, you know, our stream works a lot of the time. So, not all the time, but a good percentage of the time. There is a Tetris for Sunny. Max out for Sunny, 948. I can't resist the shade. It's so unprofessional. I can't resist. Max out here for Sunny on 27, 980 for Pixel Andy. All right, nice T-spin there for Andy. He is set up. Tetris for Sunny, 8 lines away from 29. Tetris Sunny, B55 into 29. That's a 1.15 into 29. And he will have the lead at the 29 transition. And so he's going to get to work here. He gets another Tetris, 1.2. Andy's still on 28, 2 lines away. Going to Tetris into 29 at A98. So Sunny with about a 50 to 60,000 point lead when they transition in. Well, now let's see what Sunny can do. Both are rolling, of course, now. Andy knuckling, which is still rolling, just a different part of the finger. Oh, Sunny, that Z hang up, and yeah, he's not going to be able to tuck that bar around. So This is almost assuredly going to be, he might eke out some extra points. Well, he's eking out some points at the end. They could be a critical difference maker. We'll see what happens. C71 for Sonny. Target for Andy is C72. Now, he's less than a Tetris away, so one Tetris would seal it. He's got forever and a day to get this. Does not have to get all this by way of the Tetris, but by no means assured here for Andy. See what he can do. All right, well, he's going to clean this up a bit. Needs to get to C72 to clinch it. Or at least a good enough C71. All right, just taking... And there it is. So Andy is good in game number 1. No fear of the chase down for Pixel Andy. Sonny looking to tie this one up. Andy up 1 game to nothing. All right, I can't follow what's going on. Oh, I think it's because I have top chat instead of live chat, maybe. There's extra chat here. Yeah, you know, if I switch it from live chat to top chat, then all of Dan V's messages get erased, right? Clearly, his chat does not qualify the cutoff to make it into top chat. you gotta be a better chatter, Dan V. You gotta step up your chat game. Tetris Sunny 114, 95,000 for Pixel Andy. Game number 2. All right, Sonny here getting squared to death. Well, hopefully not to death, but see what happens here. All right, uncovers. Takes a skim, gets a Tetris Sonny 170, 178 for Pixel Andy. Now, as far as I can tell, these players have only faced each other one time. Now, this is Liquipedia information, not match database information. So Liquipedia lags a bit, but just CTL. They've only played in CTL, have not played in CTM. Yeah, just the one match, and that was in CTL back in 2024. And that was a sweep by Pixel Andy. So I guess at some point, CTL Division 1A, they changed. Like it used to be, all right, now, I haven't watched CTL. I mean, CTL's great, right? Nothing against CTL, but I can't sit there and watch Tetris all day like you guys, okay? All right? But I thought CTL, everybody played each other twice, but is that not the case now in like some of the divisions? I guess they don't, because they only played against each other one time. And I thought CTL was like they played twice. TNP 2 times CTL equals 1. Yeah, that was the case, Ryan. It was definitely the case. Well, you guys, you know, back in the early days of CTL when I was paying attention to it, they definitely played each other twice. I don't know if it was at the level 1. Yeah, Junior says back in the day CTL would too. Yes. It is still the case? Oh, all right. All right, 11 pushdown points are the difference between Sunny and Pixel Andy right now. All right, they both Tetris, take a burn here, so now Sunny is behind by a little bit. Vandy should play TNP. I don't even know if I'm going to have a home that I can live in a month, so... Yeah, I think we're going to, by the way, just so, you know, I never communicate and like, oh, make a big announcement. I just, you know, mention it to the 100 people watching. And then hopefully word spreads because people will ask in the Discord and then Cole will answer. That's how I communicate. That's my method of communicating. Say something on stream that I would need everybody to know. People start wondering about the thing and then Cole answers and said, oh, Vandy said on stream such and such. That's how I communicate. It works for me. But anyway, yeah, it's looking very much like September is not going to have any CTM events. Unfortunately, I don't want to have to do it, but I still have ongoing issues with this apartment, and it may not be a place that I can spend significant time. Due to issues with the apartment. I haven't been kicked out or anything, but it's just... 577 for Sunny, 598 for Pixel Andy. So yeah, I'm thinking that September will be, unfortunately, a break. I intended to go fully without a break this year, but it's not going to happen. 589 for Sunny, 626 for Pixel Andy, just 4 lines apart. So really, I'm glad that I did not take a break at all this year, because that means now that I'm forced to take a break, we're only taking like 1 break for the year, which is perfect. Imagine if I had taken a break before and then I had to force to take another one. So good on me. $655 for Sunny, $709 for Pixel Andy. Yeah, my apartment refuses to... Well, that's not true. They're doing a good job, but they're sending in amateurs to remediate a problem that needs to be done by professionals, and they're kind of cheaping out a bit. Tetris, Pixel Andy, 764. 665 for Sunny. So I got to stay on top of them. Vandy, I live paycheck to paycheck. How can you take a break? Yeah, I mean, if you want to go back and if you want to make a bunch of shorts, I'll pay you. $691 for Sunny, $831 for Pixel Andy. Tetris for Sunny, $729. He's ahead by 7 lines and back by 170,000 points. Tetris Sunny, $760. And that's also how I communicate with Dan V. I don't send him messages on Discord. I don't email him. I just wait till he's on stream and then we go, oh, yeah, make some shorts. All right, thanks. That's how I communicate. It's a highly functional organization, as you can tell. Max out here for Pixel Andy, level 26. 866 for Sunny. Tetris Sunny 904, Andy at A61, now A95 after a Tetris. All right, Sunny kind of worked out, kind of lucked into a good placement there. Tetris for Sunny into 29 at 978. And Tetris for Sunny A16, but Andy at B66, 2 lines away. And there's a Tetris into 29 at CO2. So 1.2 entry into 29 for Andy, and that he might not get much more than that. He's got to bring this down. We'll see what happens. Well, he's chopping it down. Why am I doubting? I don't know. I don't know why I doubt this kid or anyone. My goodness. So Andy, I mean, 99% of players would have topped out. Andy's still going, bringing this down. C28 for him. Sonny starting to close the gap a little bit. B85. So Andy in this dig is allowing Sonny to sort of crawl back in. Well, that left side for Andy could be trouble, but well, he's kind of making it work. He's yet to Tetris, or hasn't Tetris in a while, but he's staying alive and adding points. I think is all he can really muster right now until he gets a break here to knock it all down. Oh, that's going to help a lot. So Sonny staying clean. Andy has got a path out of this, I think. Still got to execute. C68 for Andy, and he's almost dug out of this. Sonny, C58, he's within, 12,000 points in a Tetris for Sonny. So Sonny now has the lead, but Andy is clean and gets a Tetris. So like a dig for Andy of about 5 levels. He gets the lead back, but it's close. And they can trade this lead back and forth. There's a Tetris down the middle for Pixel Andy. Andy kind of all in on a bar in the middle, and he gets the bar. So now he can bring this back down again. Sonny has got to bring this down. He is behind. E17 for Pixel Andy. D36 for Sonny. Oh, gets the bar in. And Sonny at D55. He's got to find Tetrises here. There's a Tetris for Sonny. E05. He needs another one. And I don't know, maybe he can get 2, but Andy still has 13 lines in hand. Sonny has almost no lines in hands, and that is going to do it. Entry into 39 is E21. He can't get any more, and Andy is good. So Andy with the super clutch survival. It was like 50 lines of just digging like 8 rows above the bottom when he had multiple times that he was going to top out. I mean, like anybody else, except for like less than a handful of players would have topped out. He's one of the handful that would not. You pity my neighbors? Well, for the longest time, we had no neighbors. Like all right. So for the people, we're on the top floor, which by the way, if you're going to be in an apartment, don't live below people. Always, even if it's a walk up, live on the top floor. Don't live underneath people. I can tell you from bitter, putrid experience, you do not want to live underneath people, okay? If you can at all help it. You might not be able to help it, but don't do it. I could tell you stories, but you'd throw up. Anyway, so we live on the top floor of our building. It's like 3 floors, so it's not like penthouse in the sky, but the people below us were like louder than I am because they had some kid there that was just, he was having some problems, and he would just scream at all hours of the day. So I didn't feel bad about yelling about, old dog playing Tetris and oh my God, Alex T and all that. I didn't care about that because they were louder than us. But now the people below us are actually pretty normal. So if it's the middle of the day, everyone's probably working. So I feel okay. Plus I put a carpet down and all that. But if it's late at night, I try to respect them, All right, Tetris for Sonny, 172. Yeah, don't let anyone live above you. It's just, it's worth it. You live underneath people's leaks. Like if their stuff leaks or their dishwasher runs over. Or worse. You live underneath that, and whatever they have drifting down will get onto your stuff. I lost all my camping equipment at a previous apartment. Now, covered by renter's insurance. Always have renter's insurance, by the way. But still, you know, I loved some of that stuff. Some of it wasn't available anymore. If it had been my baseball cards, I would have... I don't know what I would have done. All right, Andy, bar dependent, column 7. Got to chop this down bit by bit. 256 for Sunny. Andy digging a little bit. Tetris Andy 275, 286. Sunny. The only thing I don't like about living on the top floor. Now, I'm a person that has like a lot of books. You know, I maybe have like a fifth of my books here in my apartment. I have a ton more in storage. But I constantly have these intrusive thoughts like, what if I have too many books for the rating of this floor and it crashes the floor and we all crash through the... That's the only thing I don't like about living on the top floor. So sometimes I'm like, oh, I wish I lived on the bottom floor. But all told, all, you know, live on the top floor. 378 for Sunny, 370 for Pixel Andy. All right, Andy chopping this down. This is going to allow Sunny to get out to a little bit of a lead. About 52,000 point lead. 2.5 Tetrises. You just got an ad about books? Really? So if I mention stuff, you guys are going to get ads about it? All right, let's see if that happens. I want to see if... What's something that I have not talked about ever before? And let's see if I talk about it, you guys get an ad about it. 494 for Sunny, 443 for Pixel. I just mentioned camping. But then again, I haven't mentioned camping very much in the stream, so I only just mentioned that, you know, today. So yeah, I mean, camping equipment. I used to camp a lot more. But I haven't camped in like, I don't know, like 10 years actually, which is kind of sad. N-Dog with the super chat, $20 set with another challenge, says get it up to 2,100 and I'll add another 100. All right, guys. 518 for Andy, 563 for Sunny. Oh, Sunny in a bit of a dig here. Okay, he's gonna survive, but this is a high transition into 19, and he gets a long bar over at 592. So anyway, N-Dog with his $20 super chat says if we get the prize pool up to 2,100, he'll kick in another 100. So, you know, if everybody watching here kicked in $1, we would get another 100 in that prize pool for these players, or at least for one of these players. So only one of them will make it into the prize pool. 673 for Sunny, 604 for Pixel Andy. Thank you, N-Dog, for the challenge. Certainly don't want to miss out on $100 challenge. We'll see what happens. Yeah, use the Matcherino command. That'll bring up the links. All right, Sunny going to get that long bar over to the left. Nice little delayed burn. Open up that right side again. Still got the lead over Andy with lines in hand as well. He's 4 lines back. And, you know, about a half Tetris lead, something like that. We only have 3 prize pools. STM, we can close that. I just haven't removed it yet. All right, Sunny trying to bring this down and trying to maintain this lead. Long bar over Tetris. Sunny 751. So he's hung on to the lead. They're 1 line apart. Sunny ahead by 28,000. There's another Tetris Sunny. Tetris is on 24, worth 30,000. All right, Sunny opens up that right side long bar over Tetris, 822. Andy opens up the right. A well is waiting. A bar goes in. They both get a Tetris. Sonny still up 27,000. One line difference. Zelazawi with the 11-11 contribution. That gets us up to 2046-11. So that's 1/5 of the way toward hitting that challenge from Endog. All right, Sonny's got to take a good board. He's lost the lead. Andy is now ahead. All this digging costly for Sonny. So really just important for him to just get into 29 safely. A34 Andy, he's got the max. Sonny gets a Tetris. He's at 964 into 29. Andy is in at A70, so about 100,000 point lead. Trans Rights with the $5 contribution. Thank you very much for that. Up to 2051.49 away from the challenge amount. Oh no, Sonny's left side is a problem. He knows it. He's trying to fix it. Oh no, that kind of, yeah, just extra shift at the bottom, and that is going to do it. Sonny going to top out at 812, and Pixel Andy is good and is going to take this one in a sweep, but Sonny played great. So no shame there, Sonny. You had a great run. Started off in round one, Captain, then Miles, and Andy. That's a good run. All right, Sonny, we'll see you back in a year. Sonny didn't play that much. Hey everybody, this is your old pal Vandweller, host of Classic Tetris Monthly, and I'm asking you to do me a favor. If you like this video, hit thumbs up. If you want to see more videos like it, please subscribe and bang that notification bell. Join our Discord server, the largest Classic Tetris community online at ctm.gg/discord, and follow us on Twitch at twitch.tv/monthlytetris. Thank you, and have a nice day.